Let me show you how easy it is to make banana pudding from scratch using real ingredients. And as a bonus, the vanilla wafers are gluten-free. You're welcome. Ideally, you want to make this banana pudding the day before you want to serve it. And that is because you want it to sit in the fridge and chill and let all of those components just kind of meld together and get really, really, really yummy. There are 4 components to homemade banana pudding. You have your vanilla pudding, you have your Nilla wafers, you have whipped cream, and of course, you have bananas. Let's go over them one by one. The very first thing you need to do is get your pudding cooked, and that's because you're going to want to let it cool down in the fridge so that it's nice and cool when you go to assemble everything. So place the sugar, your tapioca starch, and salt in a saucepan and whisk it to combine. Pour in 2 cups of milk and whisk everything together to make sure there are no clumps. Heat over medium heat, whisking constantly until the mixture starts to thicken. This will take about 10 minutes. Once you see it thicken, set a timer for 1 minute. Place 2 egg yolks in a large bowl and pour half of the mixture into the yolks, whisking constantly to temper the eggs. This is what's going to keep those egg yolks from getting scrambled. Pour that mixture back into the saucepan and whisk it over medium heat for 1 more minute. Remove the saucepan from the heat and stir in 2 tablespoons of butter and 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. Pour the pudding into a bowl, allow it to cool down a little bit, and then you're going to place a piece of cling wrap on top of the surface of the pudding. Just use your hands to press it down so that it touches, and this will keep it from getting a skin on the top of the pudding. Place the pudding in the fridge to chill while you make the rest of the ingredients. All right, here's the exciting part, the gluten-free Nilla wafers. You guys, they taste so good, and I mean, you won't be able to tell the difference, I promise you, from a regular vanilla wafer that you get in one of those boxes. In a mixing bowl, combine the almond flour, the tapioca starch, sugar, salt, cream of tartar, and baking soda. Give that a good stir to combine everything, and then you're going to add 4 teaspoons of vanilla extract. These are vanilla wafers, so we want a really strong vanilla flavor, okay? 4 tablespoons of melted butter and 1 egg, and just mix it all to combine. Place the dough in the fridge to chill for at least 30 minutes, and that's going to firm this dough up, which is going to make it way easier to form into the cookies when we go to bake them. Once your dough has had a chance to firm up, it's time to shape them and get them on the baking sheet. Go ahead and preheat your oven to 325 degrees, and then you will need 2 baking sheets if you want to bake these all at one time, and put some parchment paper down on top of them. I like to use a cookie scoop. You can even use a tablespoon measuring spoon, but you want to take a tablespoon of the cookie dough, and then you're going to put that onto, a work surface or onto your baking sheet. And then you're going to take a knife and you're going to cut it in half, and that'll give you 1.5 teaspoon portions, which is the size that you want so that it's as close to a Nilla wafer as possible. Once you have those cut in half, just take a piece and roll it around in your hand to form a little ball, and then you're going to want to slightly press down on it so that it's more of a disc shape. Once you have them all shaped, go ahead and put them in the oven for 20 minutes. And if you don't have a convection oven, it's a good idea to turn the trays halfway through baking. Once they're done, just go ahead and transfer them to a cooling rack so that they can cool completely. Let me tell you, these babies are delicious. Okay, you guys, we don't want some regular old banana pudding. we are going through the trouble of making this from scratch, so we want to put this banana pudding over the top. Am I right? We are going to make a whipped cream that's going to get folded into that vanilla pudding before we go to assemble it. In a bowl, you're going to beat 1 cup of heavy cream with a ½ teaspoon of cream of tartar. And that cream of tartar just helps to stabilize that whipped cream and make it nice and thick. Beat that until there are stiff peaks. In a separate bowl, you're going to beat a block of cream cheese. Make sure it's at room temperature because that's a lot easier to get to a smooth consistency that way. Add a 1/4 cup of extra fine sugar, or you can use powdered sugar if you like, to the cream cheese and just blend that till it's nice and smooth. And then you're going to pour the cream cheese into the whipped cream and continue to beat those two together until they're just combined. You don't want to overbeat it. You're just trying to get those mixed together. And then you're going to pop that straight into the fridge and let it chill until you're ready to assemble. All right, you guys, all that's left to do is put this baby together. Now it's time to take your vanilla pudding and fold it into the whipped cream mixture. One thing to note, make sure that pudding is completely cool, even maybe a little bit chilled, before you start to mix the pudding and the whipped cream together. Just pour it right in and use a spatula to gently fold that together. It doesn't really matter if you see streaks of the whipped cream throughout the pudding, that's fine. You'll need a 9 by 13 inch baking dish, and all you need to do is put a layer of your vanilla wafers, a layer of bananas, and then a layer of your pudding whipped cream mixture, and just keep layering those until you're out of the ingredients. And then you're going to want to take a piece of cling wrap and just cover that dish up, stick it in the fridge for a few hours, and let it just get all melded and yummy and delicious. And that's it. That's how you make the best, the most amazing banana pudding that's also gluten-free. Go ahead and give it a try and let me know what you think.